66 in the chat. I think the record for Simpsons was 70, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but on Thursday night we did have over 1,000 for Doctor Who, which was absolutely fantastic. I'm going to try and use a few new features this evening. I don't know how well they're going to work, but it's all part of me trying to give you a... I'm going to be dealing with that a little bit later. It's all part of me trying to give you a new and exciting and dramatic product. But I thought, we'll give them a go. And if things go horribly wrong, then things go horribly wrong. I mean, let's face it, it can't be as bad as last week when... when EA went down right in the middle of the stream, which was obviously wonderfully useful when in fact you were trying to stream tapped out for an hour. Let's just talk a little bit of rules and guidelines for you guys in the chat, okay? If the mods ask you to stop doing something, please could you stop doing whatever it is that's annoying them. Please could you avoid speaking in all caps. No links, please. No swearing, please. And if you ask me, you're welcome to ask me questions. Please do ask me questions. But if I don't see it or I choose not to reply for any reason, please don't spam it over and over. If you say it and I don't reply, then feel free to ask it again in 10 minutes or so. But please, not repeating all the time, because sometimes I'm kind of in the middle of something. I don't want to answer questions. Sometimes it's a question I've answered a million times before, or maybe I just don't like your name. It could just be that. It could be kind of like bitterness from me to you. So hopefully with all those in mind, we'll have a lovely time here tonight. Now, hopefully you guys have been informed, because as always, I went over on Tapped Out UK and the Tapped Out forum and the official forums today, and tonight we're going to be doing Fat Tony's Compound. And because I kind of felt, I feel a bit sorry for Fat Tony. He's got this lovely house and no one has bothered to design it for him. Now, there's a few extra things in the chat today, like I said. We've got Addy Gold is kind of around and about. I'm trying to get started with a channel currency, which basically means you guys watch, and every 5 minutes you watch, you gain a gold. And you can check and see how much Addy Gold you've got at various times. But the idea is I'm going to start doing some kind of giveaways in the near future, probably over the coming weeks. And you can use that gold to kind of enter raffles or enter auctions. So say, for example, I've got a spare copy of The Sims 3, a code for Steam. And so maybe in a few weeks' time, I haven't decided exactly how these giveaways are going to work, but maybe in a few weeks' time, I'll have an auction, and I'll kind of say whoever wants to bid the most Addy Gold at the right time on the right stream gets a free copy of The Sims 3. Something like that. I haven't fully kind of worked out the kind of kinks and things, and to be honest, I'm actually wondering about recoding the entire bot myself, so it may actually be that all the points so far get a little bit kind of reset, although I'll try not to. But that's something that's coming. But here's something for you tonight that you guys might find interesting. I thought I'd try something a little bit different. I'm going to try and feature one of you guys tonight. And you guys, I know I often feature people's designs, but I tend to feature kind of one building and kind of show off one design. But I thought, let's get a bit more interactivity going. So I thought what I'd do is about halfway through the stream, so let's say about 35 minutes past, I'm going to have a little kind of competition. Oh, look at that! I just got a new follower. There's something else new from Twitch. Look at the bottom of the screen there. Thank you very much, James Mosley, for following the channel. It's much appreciated. I hope you have a great time here tonight. Hopefully that sound effect didn't deafen the rest of you. I may need to play with the volume. But yes, no, I thought what I would do is about halfway through the chat, I would pick one of you guys and go and visit your channel. Now, obviously, your city. Now, obviously, that means you guys are going to have to add me on Origin pretty quick if you win this. So my lovely mod, M, is in the channel as always. So, for example, if M wins our little competition, she's got to add me on Origin really quickly, and then I can accept her, and I'll go and visit her town live on the stream, and we'll check out some of her designs. I might kind of say, hey, this is good, this is good. Oh, maybe you could improve this bit. Thank you, Charles. That's the kind of idea. So about halfway through, we'll give that a go. It might be a complete failure, and it might be a complete failure. Thank you, Casual Sneaks, and the worst idea I've ever tried. But I thought, hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I'm going to be featuring you. Oh, and thank you very much, Profakai. It's lovely to have all these new followers. As you can see, I'm trying to find new ways of kind of getting people to hit that follow button, and new ways of kind of getting people to kind of stick around as well by kind of doing these giveaways. You may be aware of this, you may not be aware of this. Thank you so much, Finnish Dude. Much appreciated. Here are the thumbs of thanks. You may be aware of this, but I was made a Twitch partner this week. Now, those of you that are very familiar with Twitch may, of course, be kind of thinking, hang on a minute, why was he made a Twitch partner? No one watches his streams. It's because Twitch is actually trying to break out into the thank you, PG Tips, I love your drink. Twitch is trying to break out into mobile gaming, and of course, Simpsons Tapped Out is mobile gaming, and so they've decided, along with Anime Fighter 03, that they are going to try and support people that are supposed doing mobile gaming. So obviously, I do Simpsons Tapped Out, I do Doctor Who Legacy, I do a few others, and that they've kind of pushed me up a little bit. Now that should help you guys, especially Jared Odd 11 and On Off 121. That should help you guys because it should mean that the stream is available in more different formats. Because some of you guys often say you've got a few little problems with watching in like 720 or high resolution or low resolution, especially Game Rider Tom. You know, Game Rider Tom is always kind of saying, the stream keeps slowing down. But if you're a Twitch partner, just like Joe Lloyd DD395 would love to be, then they actually kind of do some little tweaks to kind of help the stream be a bit smoother. It might not help at all. It might be that Stephen Stewart 123 halfway through will just be kind of going, I've had enough. It's still just as bad as it was, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better. It also means I've got some contacts now in Twitch, and I'm going to be sending back the feedback from you guys, especially from when you've said the app has been having problems, and when Josve05A, that's a catchy name you've got there, but not as catchy as Mellibon. I love the name Mellibon. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but it's cool. I've forgotten what I was saying, but it means I've got a contact, and I'm going to say, hey, some people are having some problems with the app because of this or that, or they can't kind of search things. And whenever I type Souls Pro into Twitch app, nothing kind of happens. So hopefully, I'll be able to pass on your feedback directly to them, especially Wookiee riots as well. I'm just getting spammed. I'm just getting spammed with follows, but I love it. Thank you so much for following. It also means you'll know whenever I am streaming. So let's get straight into the designing. So we today are, of course, looking at, like I said, I've lost it. How can I lose it? Here we are, Fat Tony's compound. Now, of course, this is a mansion, and we've got a few mansions in the game. We've got 3. I think we've got Mr. Burns' mansion, Manor. We've got the McBain's one, and we've got the Fat Tony's. And I think it's going to be good for us to try and use different kind of designs. Now, I know X-Merkers is an expert at this, but what we want to try and do is make sure each of our kind of posh mansions all look a little bit kind of different. Here's my Burns Manor, for example. I know Cowbomb28 is a big fan of this particular design, and I've kind of made it look very posh. You know, we've got statues, we've got trees, all sorts of things like that. But so we're going to try something with a little bit different, with a little bit of variety. So as always, let's head over to some of my bodies, just like Tom Wynn, and we will check out some designs for the you guys have some funny names. It's Breezy, by the way. Why would that be your name? Were you kind of like signing up and you're like, okay, I'm not sure what to call myself. Should I call myself Tom? Should I call myself Jane? Oh, it's Breezy, by the way. Okay, let's just write that down. And thank you, Judah, for your support. Much appreciated. So we're going to head over, first of all, to not Shadow Red City, sadly, but we shall head over to Mitsy City. Now, you've probably seen me feature Mitsy a couple of times over the last few weeks, but she has an excellent city, so I thought she'd be a great place to start to get some ideas. Now, Nathan Rushton, who's just hit that follow button, thank you very much, is another guy that I've featured a lot. Do check out, he's one of the writers on Tapped Out Topics. I can't even pronounce that. Chronicle something. I can pronounce House in 4, but I'm not sure about Chronicle X. Anyway, here we are in Mitsy's town. Now, Mitsy has given a lovely kind of beach design to Fat Tony's. I had a look at Shelf Cleaners earlier, who's just hit that follow button as well. And obviously, Shelf Cleaner going for his normal kind of like, the war has begun. But if we have a look at this lovely little design here, thank you very much, Jensen. We've got a wonderful garden at the back. With our wonderful cars. Road at the back. It's quite hard to do roads at the backs of buildings because, the buildings always face down or the buildings always face kind of to the left. And but this actually design actually manages to get the road looking at the back, which is absolutely fantastic. That little kind of roundabout area for the cars to drive through. Thank you, Waylon Choat. Waylon was one of the guys I featured a couple of weeks ago, actually, and the winner of the Krusty Burger competition, I think. Thank you for your support. And we got obviously cars often are premium currency, I'm afraid. So you might need to think about whether you want to stump up for this particular what's the phrase, decorations, but they are effective and they do help these things look like actual kind of car roundabouts in some way. Thank you, V. I've seen you in loads of my streams, and why on earth have you not pressed the follow button? And of course, look, what would Fat Tony's compound be without Fat Tony? I think it's going to be so many of the designs I've had a look at in preparation for this particular stream have got the Fat Tony there in his little hot tub, sitting away, smoking a cigar, hopefully wearing some clothes somewhere. Hopefully wearing some clothes somewhere, but there's so many designs that have included that because it's just so awesome to see Fat Tony just being there going, I'm rich, I'm a crime boss, just deal with it. But there's some other lovely little touches here, as well. We've got obviously the house is active. We've got the guns around. We've got this kind of volleyball net on the beach. Nothing like a beach volleyball. Kind of gateways done with the fences. We've got kind of railings and a nice variation of trees down the side as well. And one of the things I think it's always nice to kind of see is different ways of arranging flowers, because I don't know about you guys. But I find it actually quite hard to put little kind of collections of flowers together. Thank you very much, Boof245. But I'm always a bit like well, I want some flowers, so I'll just stick down 1, 2, or 3 objects. But it always kind of comes out looking roughly the same. And thank you very much, Chocolate Rage. Your support is appreciated. But what I think one of the things that Mitsy especially is very, very good at is putting together a design that looks original. Thank you very much, Adrian Wigley. I appreciate you joining us here this evening. Putting together flowers in such a way that makes them just look really kind of unique and good. So I hope that design has kind of started us thinking, especially you, Maestro Clips. I hope you're thinking that this is a rich house, and we're going to have a look at some of the real differences that we can do. Oh yes, one of the other things I've changed in the chat tonight, and the Iced Rooster, it's great to see you again. I've changed the settings in the chat, so you can't speak unless you have verified your email. And thank you, Palpark Ninja, I think, Palpark99. You can't speak unless your email address is verified. The reason being, we had a few problems last week, as you probably know. So I just want to kind of make sure everyone that is here kind of really wants to be here. You're not just here to kind of cause trouble. You're here to have a good time. So if you're finding you can't speak, then just make sure your email is verified. Sorry, I completely forgot what I was saying there. Right, now let's go and look at something completely different. Mitsy has just hit that follow button. I was just in Mitsy's town. I hope you had time to see it. Now I'm going to go over and see Chazza Skills City. Now Chazza put his design up on tappedout.co.uk. If you're interested in getting your city featured with the design of the week, best places to show me are tappedout.co.uk, which is Facebook for Simpsons Tapped Out, or the Tapped Out forum, or maybe Tapped Out Addicts at a push, or maybe the EA. The EA official forums tend to be the ones I go on to, and this was a design I spotted out on tappedout.co.uk. Now I'm going to be honest, I think this design almost works. Okay, but it's so original that I think I absolutely had to show it. I think it's one of those ones we're going to look at and we're going to go, I'm not completely sure 100% that works, but it's just such an awesome idea that we have got to show it. Let me just zoom in and let me show you what I think we're trying to get here, and I think we've almost managed it. Obviously, we've got the city. We've got the city. We've got the building itself with a lovely kind of entranceway. We've got some trees, some flowers, some kind of original decorations. We'll look at those in a minute. But this is the bit I want to show you. We've got a bit of a 3D design here. We've got some steps. We've got some walls that go up. And then what we've attempted here is a rooftop garden. If you look, he's used bins to try and be kind of like the stilts, the bits that are holding the rooftop garden kind of in the air, and then underneath, if the 3D effect works, then we've got the kind of the car underneath. So the idea is that the garden is on top, and then we've got another floor below, which is being held up by those kind of red pillars, and the car is underneath. And having a look at it, I would say it almost works. It's very, very close to working, and as soon as I kind of get my eyes to kind of try and see the 3D, then it is awesome. Then it is just really, really good. But it's a really original idea, and one that I think is definitely worth kind of investigating, either on this building or on other buildings. But this idea of almost having one thing kind of on top of another with a gap, I think is really, really different. So I wanted to feature it just because it was such a kind of an original idea. And then kind of looking around the rest of the design, as we often do, we've got the kind of things we'd expect to see. We've got some nice hedgerows. Of course, we've got Fat Tony in the pool, still with his cigar, with a parking meter. Nice touch. He can't stay in the pool too long. So I think that maybe the parking meter there is supposed to be. The idea like that he, you flick the button and then the bubbles go for 5 minutes or so on. And no, Jose, and I have not ignored you, and you can see that your chat has appeared up on the screen. I'm not in the habit of ignoring people or banning people, but if you can't speak, then you need to verify your email address. I think I addressed that in the chat a little bit earlier. We've got some other nice little touches around the edge there, little kind of flower designs, a little bunny, because obviously where would our tapped out designs be without a bunny? And a bit of a different idea here. We've got a kind of, I think it's supposed to be like a kind of a little race car track. I'm not sure I fully understand the kind of the hedge idea, but I think what's supposed to be going on here is that the car goes down the kind of backside. I'm trying to kind of point. The car drives around the corner, and then I think that fence there is supposed to represent the car kind of going underneath the rooftop garden in some way. Like I said, this design kind of works. It almost works, but again, it's a lovely original idea, and I like the use of the hazards at the end. Just in case you crash into the people playing volleyball. But a really nice design. Some kind of good standard stuff down here. Some good use of flowers. Some good use of kind of walkways and stuff, and a lovely original idea there. So if you guys, I see you guys are already kind of slinging some ratings into the chat. See some 9s out of 10s, 7s out of 10s, some 10s out of 10s. Which is fantastic, and it's good. It's good to see you guys kind of chatting amongst yourselves as well. I mean, I know obviously it doesn't have to all be about listening to me. Just most of it has to be about listening to me. And here comes the lovely and beautiful Claripose. What words of wisdom will she share with all 89 of you this evening?
I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, Claripose gives it 7.5 out of 10. Granted, she did say that without looking at the screen. But I'm sure that she's got it right. I'm sure that she was right. Anyway, let's head over to someone else's town, and we'll have a little look. In fact, why don't we head over to the forum, because there was a few that I wanted. There was a few people that I don't actually have on my buddies list yet, and I wanted to kind of show them off. I don't know these people, so if you do know them, please pass on my thanks to them. I'm just going to head over to my desktop, so if you hit that follow button right now, you'll hear the sound, but I won't be able to see you, I'm afraid. But please follow, don't stop. But here we go. This is a design by Sell High 378, and as you can see here, we're on the Simpsons Tapped Out forum. Total tapper, very possible. She sees far more than any of us know. So here we go. So this is, sorry, I forgot his name, or her name, Sell High 378, and I just thought this was one of the most complex designs that I had seen. I hope you can see it okay in the chat. I'll zoom in as much as I can, but hopefully it won't get kind of too blurry for you guys, because I know you guys are probably watching on a bit 720. How's the smoothness of the stream, everyone, by the way? Obviously now I'm a partner. In theory, that makes it a better experience for you guys. So do let me know if that is, if you're having a better experience. Why is the sky up? Thank you for your support. It's great to see you on the chat. So let's just have a look at this quite incredible design here. Basically, what the idea is here that we've taken all of the kind of the mobster buildings and put them all together. We've got the Gentleman's Club. We've got the Asia de Cuba, which is kind of like one of their kind of business fronts, and of course Fat Tony's, and they're all kind of in the same complex. And what a complex it is! Because look, we've got a double 3D fence there. If you see, we've got the double wire fence, one on top of the other. Oh my god, I'm actually making faces into the camera, and or gesturing with my hands, but you guys can't, of course, can't see me. So we've got the kind of double fence going all the way around the edge, which of course means this design's taking up a huge amount of space. But it's distinctive, it's memorable, it's effective. It's one of, I mean, basically it's one of those designs that when I'm looking around for designs to show you, it's one of those ones like, you know, when you just see one and you just stop and you go, I just have to show that. Yeah, and yes, I think we can nitpick various bits. I think we can kind of say, well, there isn't a lot going on behind the house. There's not a lot of framing around individual parts of it, but just the idea works so well that I don't think it matters. It's just a big mafia complex. You've got the pathways, nice, lovely framed by those kind of little flower bushes, and if you look carefully in the corners of the flowers, the corners of the I don't know how to explain it, but in you see where the car is kind of driving round. He's cleverly in the corners of the bushes. Mrs. Pose is stealing my Lucozade. I can't stream without my Lucozade.
Well, that's okay because you've got another 5.
Yes, I know I have the other half of the bottle there, but still. I'm going to get everyone to boo you in the chat.
Well, cheers.
Right. Mrs. Pose has stolen my Lucozade. It's very, very mean. Mitsy, glad that the stream is going better for you. And Chazza, you're more than welcome that I showed off your town. It was a great design. I've completely forgotten what I was saying because Mrs. Pose stole my Lucozade. See how she's ruining the experience for everyone else. Oh yes, the driveway. That's it. Yes, look carefully at the corners. What Sky High has done is put a slightly different flower in the corners of the driveways to make it look like it's a circle. And I think it works really, really well because obviously one of the issues, I think I mentioned this before in a stream, but one of the issues with Simpsons Tapped Out is everything's square. So it's like angle. But by using two different types of flowers right in the corner of that driveway, we actually get very close to getting a kind of in the round type circle design, and I think that's really effective. And I think it was one that was definitely worth showing. And I love the booze. Sadly, I think she's out of. Well, I would kind of say earshot, so type shot. I think she's out of type shot, but I'll boo her down the stairs for you on her behalf. Maybe I'll screenshot this. Maybe I'll screenshot this and send it back her way. Right, let me. Wait, where should we go now? Let's come back to me. I think we need some more of me on the stream. Hello. Right, we're going to go over to see. Let's go and see Duff Dog. Now, Duff Dog is one of the admins over on Tapped Out Forum. I haven't featured him before, but he's been very, very nice to me in terms of promoting my channel for me. So thank you very much. Some of you have been asking about the adipose, little baby adipose, who is behind me. He is still quite badly injured from his nasty experience with my behind, and we're a little bit worried that it's terminal. We've inflated him a few times. I'm slightly disturbed about V trying to see me in 32 inches there, but I shall keep those jokes to myself. But sadly, little adipose there, we think he might be terminal. We keep kind of reinflating him, but he keeps kind of going down and down, to the point now that his legs seem to be kind of merging with the rest of his body. It kind of looks like he's wearing a big kind of like fat dress, because his whole body's kind of just kind of slowly sinking down and down and down and down. It's a bit like that scene at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, with the whole kind of, type thing. So we may have to get a bit serious and kind of like super glue him or something, or we may have to get a replacement. But we won't say that very loudly near him because he'll get upset, probably justifiably so. Anyway, Duff Dog, here we are. Now this is cool. There was a few little ideas I wanted to show off. Now it's your kind of basic posh residential kind of design, especially kind of at the front. We've got the kind of the fencing, but nice little touches. Let's have a look. What have we got? We've got an iron railing and a hedge, which works quite nicely. Doubles it up, makes it look even more kind of imposing, which is good. We've got the kind of the limos. We've got flowers, posh, angel kind of things to go with it, and then we've got a few nice design ideas around the edge, such as the gazebo, the picnic tables. They just make it look really upper class, but we've also got a lake, and I think that stately homes and lakes work really well. I've seen a few people put the everyone seems to be upset with me for replacing Adipose. I didn't say I was going to replace him. I just said I might get another one. I mean, Rhino, it's okay. Yeah, but I think the lake works really, really well. I've seen a few people use ponds. The little pond design, the little like one square pond you could get. It was released with the little fire, and I think the problem with that one is it doesn't look very kind of posh and refined. Like it's kind of a little bit gritty around the edge, and you've got that little piece of wood. Like it looks like a little pond. And it is a little pond. Whereas this is a lake, and I think a lake works much better. And I think a lake works to really make Fat Tony's place look quite special. So I think the inclusion of a lake is different. It works well, and is another idea for you to think about putting into your designs. Shadow Red is asking about ranking up fast. Quickest way to rank up fast is house farming. Probably not the most interesting thing you've ever done, but basically you make like a load of blue houses, or maybe a load of white houses, but blue ones are probably kind of more effective, and you just kind of keep farming them over and over and you level up. But I would say, as like I've said to others, enjoy the experience. You don't need to level up really, really fast. Just kind of as you go, make some great designs for what you have. I haven't bought all of the land yet. Just kind of as you get a building, take the time to design it. And enjoy it. Jensen Clark, thank you very much for following the channel. I really appreciate your support. I hope you're enjoying the stream. But look at this. I'm not done with Sir Duff Dog's design, because this was the bit that really made me go, oh, I like that. I really like that, because look what he's done. Look what he's done next to the mansion. We have got victims of Fat Tony chained up from tree to tree to tree. It's a wonderful use. Excuse me. Just a bit of death there. Yes, Caps, we can see you talk. And Chris123, you get donuts by buying them. That's the method. So some sort of education, followed by some sort of job, followed by some sort of bank account, followed by some sort of iPad, and some sort of transaction will get you to donuts. Or better yet, ask your mum. Yeah, I just think this is a really nice use of the Halloween decorations, because you get to the end of like the Halloween stuff and the Christmas stuff, and it's kind of like, well, I better put them all away. But I think this is a good way of keeping some of them out. Fat Tony's victims, Haley's boy or Halesy boy. Thank you so much for your support. I think it's really good. I'm so going to nick this idea. Even if I only stick one of these, in my city, in my Fat Tony's, I'm still going to use it. Emma plays. I'm glad you play Tapped Out, and I'm glad that you're with us this evening. So I think that's a really, really good idea. Hope that gave you a nice bit of inspiration. Twisted Graphics, great to see you here as well. Let's go and have a look at another design, shall we? Let's head back over to my desktop. And who else have I got? I need to change page, because there was some more back on page 1 I wanted to show you. What was lovely about this particular Fat Tony's manor in general is just how much it seems to have got people's creative juices going. Like, this really seems to be one of those buildings where there's just loads and loads of ideas. I must admit, this is not criticising anyone, because it's a community thing. But there are certain buildings when I'm kind of looking around, I'm kind of going, oh, they all kind of look roughly the same. Bretus Lettuce, yes, I think he may well be deflating as you speak. It took me quite a while to prop him up, if I'm honest. There are some buildings that I find I struggle quite hard to find good designs for, but this one there was just loads all over the place. Let's have a look at some of the highlights here. The Butcher, which is a nice reference to Gangs of New York, has used the cool brown house as a kind of country house or garden house for Fat Tony. The cool brown house was a one-off promo ages ago. You can't, if you don't have it, you can't get it, but it works really nicely here as a kind of back house for Fat Tony. And if one spar is awesome, then 2 spars are double awesome. Let me just have a bit of Lucozade here. So sorry for you guys trying to post links. I'm afraid we can't post links anymore. If you have a link you want to share, ask a mod, and if they agree, they will post it for you. But the answer will normally be no. So I would keep that to yourself, please. Who else did I want to show? I had someone called Keys. Oh yeah, this was gorgeous. This is like your the kind of premium-tastic version, I guess. But this is just really. It's kind of somewhere between a posh house and a kind of country house. It's got this kind of picket fence. I think the archways. Maybe you guys can help me out there. The archways with the flowers on top. I think maybe they Valentine's Day. I don't know if they're still available. But they work really, really nicely to give a very kind of upper class and pretty entrance. I'm assuming, just to be completely sexist here for a second, I'm assuming this was designed by a girl because it's a very pretty mobster's house. I'm not sure how kind of like violent it is in some ways, but it works really, really nicely, and certainly it's the kind of certainly a very well kind of taken care of design. There was another one that I wanted to show. Yes, this was go Bender Mac. This was quite cool. Now, there's one feature I wanted to show here that I thought was really, really nice, which is the gateways. I haven't seen this one before, which is basically you got the railing around the edge, which is obviously fairly standard. Thank you, Ashiro Thunder Omega, for your support in the stream. We appreciate it. We got the railings around the edge, but then look, those orange walls, and let's be honest, those orange walls can often look quite ugly. Work really nicely as entrance kind of barricades. Turn them sideways, shine them up real nice, and stick them straight up your Fat Tony's mansion. And it just works really. Oh, Keys is male. Oh, right, sorry, Mitsy's just telling me that Keys is male. Whoops. And it looks like the object I was talking about was Valentine's. Lots of people in the chat helping me. Thank you. See, this is good community stuff you're doing here, guys. But yeah, those orange walls turned sideways just work really, really nicely to kind of give an entranceway, somewhere to kind of drive in, which is fantastic. Yes, the profile picture there is probably not exactly PG, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm sure it's not illegal. But yeah, these are the kind of places I head from when I'm kind of looking for designs to feature. Right, so let's try our new feature. Now, this may not work. This may be the worst thing I've ever tried on the Simpsons Tapped Out stream, but I want to try it. So we're going to give it a go. This is it. I'm going to feature one of your cities. Okay, not just one building, but a quick tour of your town. Let's say 2 or 3 minutes, just going around your town, showing everyone watching, and we're getting close to 100 people in the stream, showing everyone that's watching the designs you come up with. And I'm going to find some things that I like. I'm going to say, hey, this is good, and I'm going to find some bits that I think you could improve, and I'll give you a few little tips. Let's call it the Adipose Masterclass. Plus, you'll get some feedback from all the people in the chat as well, because I'm sure they will be telling you some things that they liked and some things that they don't like. So I am going to. I'm gonna feature one of you guys. Trent1Blue, thank you for your support. And this is how it is gonna work. I am gonna ask anyone that wants to be featured to say so in the chat, and I'll tell you how you can do that in a minute. I'll give you a minute or so to kind of enter, and then I've got a little device here that I've installed that will pick someone at random from that particular selection. If you would like to be featured, then you're going to have to add me on Origin like pretty quick, and then I'll go and accept. Obviously, you guys know my kind of username. It is the Adipose, and I'm sure everyone else will add me as well. But to be honest, I haven't got space, so I'll just hit no. So to be honest, it's a waste of your time if it isn't you, and it'll actually just slow down the whole stream. So please don't do it. So only you kind of enter this if you either have me already, or there's such a Bob, grab him, get him, yes, got him. Or you can add me pretty quick. Like I said, this may be a complete disaster, and it may be in 5 minutes' time I'm going to go, well, that sucked. But let's try it. I can't promise to keep you on after the stream because I've only got limited space. But you will get shown, and if I like what I see, hey, maybe I'll keep you. We'll see. So this is what I would like you to do. If you would like to be featured, or have a chance of being featured, then I would simply like you to say the word. What have I been talking about today? I don't know. I'll have a little bit of chocolate. Therefore, I would like you to say the word chocolate. Just the word chocolate. Not a sentence, not a big essay, just the word chocolate. If you want to be one of the ones that I'm going to be choosing from randomly, just say the word chocolate. I'm going to show you one more city, and then I'll come back. But in that time, if you would like to be considered, you need to say the word chocolate. And then my little random roll the dice thing will choose you from that list. If you don't want to be featured, you can stay in the stream. It's not a problem. Just don't say the word chocolate. Okay? Simple as that. So let's head back over to another design that I would like to show you. While you guys seem to be having some major chocolate addiction. I've never seen so many people say the word chocolate. I'm going to show you someone new to the stream. Actually, I found them on the official EA forum, so I do try and get around to all the main sites. Called MP Warner. And they did something with Fat Tony's that I thought was quite unique. Because I always try to find the ones that are a bit different, which is one of the reasons why I showed Chazza's earlier. I just thought it was something that was really good. Hi, MP Warner. Now, MP Warner literally only added me a few minutes before the stream went on, so I didn't actually have time to find the design. So I have to have a quick hunt around now. Give me a yell if you actually spot it. One thing I would like to say, if you do say the word chocolate more than once, then the device I'm using will automatically disqualify you. So if you're busy spamming the word chocolate, congratulations, you just disqualified yourself. I can't find it. If any of you have just joined, I'm going to be choosing a user at random to be featured on the stream. And if you'd like a chance for that user to be you, you have to be ready to add me very, very quickly on Origin and just say the word chocolate. All right. So while I'm letting the entries come in, this is a really cool design. Have a look at this. This is MP Warner, like I said. This is something that's very, very different. Basically, he's gone down this idea that Fat Tony is a violent mobster, and violent mobsters have weapons, and they have henchmen, and they have guns, and they have people that need training, and he's basically turned this into kind of some kind of military base, which I think is a really nice, original, different way of using the building. Because I think it's boring if we all have the same kind of Springfields. If we all have the same Springfields, there wouldn't really be a game. So here's the individuality. Here's the different things. We've got a lovely kind of entranceway. In we go. There's the little gate, little stop sign saying, no, get out. You drive in. You go past the little, I guess, kind of army barracks that we've got here. Lampposts lining the way, bit of posh trees, and then we start to get to the army training course. We've got a lovely use of the kids' play area there for people to kind of crawl under. We've got nuclear bunker shelters behind the house just in case it gets bombed. A statue with Jebediah Springfield with the gun. I think that's the Whacking Day one, and it actually works really nicely. The cones for people to kind of run inside and out. Volleyball net to keep them fit, and then we've got a few kind of it's a shooting range, I think, and a really nice way of doing it. You've got like the little the fences down the left hand side where you might stand with the guns, and then you've got the targets at the end that people are kind of that are going to be shooting at. So I don't know about you, but I think that's an awesome idea. Don't you? Don't you think that's a great idea? Something really, really different. And even the fencing is different. Orange wall, wire fence, orange wall, wire fence, orange wall, wire fence. It's different. It's unique. In my view, it's a hell of a design. So well done to MP Warner. If you guys would like to put some kind of rankings into the screen, into the chat, that would be fantastic. What do you guys think? 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 11 out of 10. Despite being numerically impossible, you can still type it. Okay, so we've got 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9. Yeah, pretty positive stuff. Let me just bring you across to my my little desktop, and let me show you how I've done this. This is the device I'm using to pick you. So it looks like we've got, I'll just press the update button. Looks like we've got 25 people, who have put themselves forward. There may have been some disqualifications for typing it more than once, but it looks like we've got 25. So I'm going to hit roll the dice, and whoever this chooses will get their little feature on the stream, and you guys get to see a completely new designer. So just the reason I'm showing you how my selection process is because I don't want you to make it's fixed at all. If someone comes up that I've featured before, fine. If someone I've never heard of comes up, that's absolutely fine as well. So we're going to roll the dice. PG Tips 2. Congratulations, you are about to be featured live on the TheAdiposeTV. So PG Tips 2 If you could, maybe just tell me your origin or quickly add me. Do I have you already? Sorry, 'cause I know different people have different usernames. So if you could just tell me what I need to be looking for and add me if I don't have you already, that would be great. I'll keep an eye on you in the chat. In fact, while we are doing that, I'm just going to take a quick break because I need to refresh my Lucozade. So while I'm over there, I'm just going to hit a quick commercial button, and I will see you guys in 60 seconds. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm just trying to sort out my Origin list here. It would appear that a few more of you have tried to add me on Origin than I expected, and basically that means I'm struggling to add our winner. So basically, if anyone else has added me, I am just going to hit ignore. So stop it. Looks like I have rather unhelpfully reached the limit, so I'm going to have to press ignore, 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 ignore. This is the ignore song. It's a good song. It's about how Adipose ignores people. It's telling me I've hit the friends limit, which may mean I'll need to delete someone else. Nope, still not letting me. Right. Who from my past do I not like anymore? You, random person I used to play with, you can go. Yeah, you guys probably saw an advert there when I popped off to get a bit of a drink. But because I'm a partner now, basically I don't make any, or I haven't in the past made any money at all from the Twitch streams. And I know you guys don't want to get spammed with adverts, and so I think as a bit of a compromise, what we'll do is just halfway through. It's an hour show, and just halfway through each show, I'll just show you one advert, and you can use it to get a bit of toilet. You can go use it to get a drink. I don't mind. You can do whatever you want to do. But I'm going to be showing one from now on because it helps me pay for my donuts quite frankly, and I'm sure you guys want to see me use premium items in my design. So I hope you understand. If you don't like adverts, I get it. You can moan, but that's how it's going to be. But those of you that obviously have jobs and livings and stuff will know that we all have to pay the bills somehow. So I hope you kind of appreciate where I'm kind of coming from there. Still struggling to make a bit of room here. Going to have to try and remove some people that I'm not really sure who they were. Let's hope it wasn't someone else. Let's see if I can get PT on now. No, PT, is your friends list full, by the way? Because it could be your friends list that's causing the problem, potentially. No, still not letting me get people on. Okay, so I'll try. Like I said, this is a bit of an experiment. It may not have worked, or maybe it'll have to be the maybe. Oh my god, that's the worst username ever. But I hope you're enjoying the stream, Mister Manhole. Um, I'll see. Maybe it just needs me to kind of refresh the game. So I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll come out of Tapped Out, and I'll just reboot it, and I'll reload Origin, and maybe through the EA gods, that will sort out the kind of adding problem. It might not, but like I said, it was a bit of an experiment, and we'll try and we'll start our little design. I think it's time for me to start putting my little Fat Tony's design together. It would be great for you guys to start giving me your suggestions for the things that you've enjoyed, or things that the ideas you liked in the Fat Tony's designs that we have seen, and tell me what you'd like me to put in mine. I've got a bit of an idea of where I'm going with mine, but obviously I do love to get your guys' input if possible. I'm going to put mine down here. Sorry, no, not down here. Right here. Yeah, I thought I'd put it next to my courthouse. I kind of liked the idea that kind of Fat Tony is kind of maybe bribing the judge a little bit, or there's some kind of inappropriateness, because you often kind of see the police and Fat Tony kind of interacting slightly on kind of Tapped Out. So I kind of liked the idea of trying to bring that into my design a little bit, and I realise I'm probably overextending this idea of kind of storytelling through designs, and no one else will get it but me. But I don't care. It's my city, and your city is your city. So why not try and put these ideas together? But my idea here is that these houses are together on purpose. And when Fat Tony wants something a little bit done, he just kind of whispers it through to the judge, and tries to kind of sort it out. Still having issues adding you there, PT. I don't know if your friends list is full, but I'm pretty sure that I have removed more than enough now to get you on. I think. Because I've removed like about 3 or 4 people. No, more than that. Probably more like five people now. So, in theory, that should almost definitely make room to get one more on. Anyway, so let's start putting some stuff together. Now, I'm going to go with the railing. Because I do think the railing works really nicely as a kind of, stay the hell out of here type barrier. And plus, I'd already used the purple wall next door for the courthouse, so I didn't want to kind of, I didn't want to have everything using the same border, which is something we've talked about before. Some people really like hedges, so everything has a hedge border. Some people really like the Squidport fences, and so they use it for kind of everything. So I think the ideal is probably going to be to always try and do something, kind of in the middle. Something that where you have. Some designs surrounded by one object, some designs surrounded by another, and and the overall effect is that your city has lots and lots of variety. So we'll see how we go here. So this is going to be the outline. So I'm lining it up with my courthouse, because the idea is I'm going to put a road down here eventually. PG Tips, I can see you. It's fine. If you need to remove someone, that's fine. You go ahead. If it doesn't work today, then it won't work today. It was an idea. I could always kind of feature you next week, or in fact, maybe I can probably choose someone else from the stream who is kind of already added. But maybe that's probably my fault. I probably should have said that one of the requirements to be on it needs to be to have gaps on your friends list as well, if that is the issue. It's all good. It's a learning experience. I hope you guys like the new stuff, by the way. I hope you like the kind of the follower thing appearing on the screen, because I sometimes get lost in my own little world here, kind of designing stuff. So it's a good way of kind of keep snapping me back into you guys, have the follow thing kind of popping up. So I hope you like it, and I hope you like the idea of kind of featuring some of your cities, and I hope you like the Addy Gold. I'm always interested in hearing feedback, or especially suggestions on how to improve it. If you're kind of saying, oh, I really like the Addy Gold thing, but it will be even better if blah 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 blah, or I really like this or that, but it will be even better if this and that, type thing. So there we go. There's my little fence. But what I'd also like to do now is I'd like to use that orange wall idea. Do you remember? It was that. The idea that you use the orange walls to kind of mark your gateways into the mansion, which I think we saw on. Was it Was it Sell High's design? I'm not sure. Apologies for not being able to remember. But basically, the design was you put them kind of like that, and they kind of give you like a kind of an entrance way to the kind of mansion complex. And of course, the paths are. Because you can build on paths, but you can't build the roads. You can kind of put them in like that, and it kind of nicely kind of frames it in. And of course, it's always nice to bring in at least kind of one, one kind of graffiti wall in there to show that at least one person wasn't as scared of as scared of Fat Tony as perhaps they kind of should have been. I'm a little bit tempted to maybe move the mansion itself down just one more square, because I think it was centralised. But actually, looking at it now, I'm not sure that with the objects where they currently are, that it's that one particularly works. Total Tapper doesn't like the sound effect. I quite like that sound effect. I had a good look on some websites, and there was various things like lightning crashes and toilets flushing. I don't know who would want that as a sound effect, but I quite like the whoo-dung. So I kind of like the idea of, yes, you are now following the adipose. Your life is just a little bit better than it was before. You know, that kind of idea. Deleting friends in Origin is actually quite a tough thing to do. If that's the issue that PG Tips is having, I understand it. But I think I've now got room. I'm pretty sure I've got room. Shadow Red, thanks very much for coming to the stream. Appreciate you coming. I understand if people can't stay to the end. It is an hour-long show. So what else shall I put in my design, people? What else shall I put here? I've got this lovely green field to fill with suitably mob-related objects. So why don't you tell me what I can be sticking down here? I'm obviously have to put in the spa, so we're going to have to spend a little premium to get that in there. But I want to know what else we're going to get in. Rhino. Rhino says use the toilet flush next time. I'm not going to use the toilet flush. If I could, I was tempted to get a little thing from Doctor Who. Because there's a bit where Donna Noble, who's the Doctor's assistant in Series 4, when the Adipose character's floating up in the air, she goes, "I'm waving at Fat." And I was tempted to kind of get that little just get that little sound clip, and every time someone hits follow, just have to go, "I'm waving at Fat." Kind of go past, but I thought that might get more irritating than the so. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to spend a few little donuts. There we are. There's our hot tub. Wow, that hot tub's big. I wasn't expecting it to take up as much room as it actually has. But whoa, that is huge. We might need to kind of tuck that into the corner a little bit. I wasn't expecting it to take up. I was thinking that could go in the design with all the rest of it around it, but apparently not. Casual Sneaks. I have played Flappy Birds. I haven't got it, but one of my pupils at school, I'm a teacher in case you didn't know, kind of said, "Sir, here, play this." And I was like, "What is this rubbish? This is terrible." And then kind of like, "I'm still terrible, but give me another go." "Ah, damn it, it's still terrible. This is an awful game. The physics are terrible." And then played it for about the next 15 minutes, and by which point he was kind of asking for his phone back. But that's not the point. The point was, yes, I have played Flappy Birds. Do sonic screwdrivers have a sound, Arthur Lee? I'm not sure. I like the idea. I did think of a Doctor Who-y type noise, but I'm not sure. And hey, if you just joined the stream, well, you're more than welcome. 93 people by the look of it. Today we are designing Fat Tony's compound. We've visited, I don't know, about 7 or 8 people's cities now, or seen lots of different designs. We've got some great ideas to be kind of putting together our own. I'm sticking mine next to the courthouse. PT Boy's desperately trying to get me to add him. Oh, and it has gone through. I have added PG Tips, everyone. So this is going to work. I am going to be able to show you his city and give a little bit of feedback, but I'll do that in a couple of minutes. So that's fantastic. This is actually going to work, which is very, very cool. Now, I'm thinking I need to border my road. Okay, so I'm going to do it like this because I often think that when roads hit grass, they look a bit... Do you know what I mean? You know, when the road kind of goes into something else. And by road here, I mean the kind of the grey path, not the road. I guess we kind of need. I mean, is path a word? I'm not sure. But one of the things I often do, or I've seen other people do very successfully, to kind of compensate for that, is putting in something on that border. Flowers, bins. buttons, whatever. But it makes, you can just see there already, that path kind of looks a lot better because it's nicely kind of bordered. Owen457, really appreciate you following the stream. I hope you're having a great time on the chat. So something like that can really kind of make it look a lot better. And then of course you could mix it up. You know, you could go, for example, I could change it slightly so that it goes flowers every other one. So for example, if I just stick a couple down here, and I'll show you what I mean. La 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 la. Get rid of the XP that gets in the way. If I could speak to the EA guys, that would be it would definitely be in my top 5 things to change, because it's just like, yeah, if you're going to put XP in the way, then I can't see where I'm putting the stuff that I'm trying to put down. Just like add the XP automatically. And now it's, of course, to do that thing where I can't select the thing I've just put down, even though blatantly that's the thing I'm the most likely to want to move. So you could kind of do something like that. I'll have to kind of see if it's going to fit on the other side. Rafakata. I don't know how you pronounce that, so I'm just going to go Rafakata in a kind of a not very cool way. But you know, that's kind of cool. Cowbomb, if you keep signing up for accounts, there will be issues. There we go. And I just need one more flower to go in there to complete my beautiful little borderline. And it's something a little bit different as well. And of course, because this is Fat Tony as well, the idea, of course, that you can never be entirely sure what's in the bushes is great. You know, and so, oh yeah, just build a bush on that bit of ground there. You know, oh why? No reason. And yes, Rhino, I have of course played the Simpsons arcade game. I've got it on my PlayStation 3. In fact, I played it a few weeks ago actually with one of my buddies. We didn't get very far. I think it's one of those games that doesn't necessarily stand the test of time as much as some others. I'm not actually sure I like those flowers. Actually, now I've put those flowers in, I'm not sure I like it. I wonder if little pot trees would work better. But this is the nice thing about kind of creation, isn't it? You know, you guys, you put your stuff in, you fiddle it around, you see if you like it, you take a step back, you come back the next day. You know, and often, even with these live streams, I'll put something together and I'll like it, and then I'll come back the next day and I'll go, nah, that bit doesn't really work, and I'll just have to kind of change one bit or rearrange something. But it's good. It means your city is alive and living and breathing and developing. And where the hell are the trees that I'm trying to put in it? There must be here somewhere. There we go, tree. There we go. Let's see if they work as a slightly better alternative. I'll just try it near the house, and I don't want to waste your guys' precious time. But let's just see if I can move the flowers out of the way there. No, not the bush, the flowers. No, not the bush, the flowers. There we go. Move. No. Tree. No. Tree. No. Tree. Ah, God damn it, tree. Oh, I'm going to punch someone in the face. Nope. Nope. Yes. That's all right. I quite like that. I think that's an improvement. That's definitely a kind of a step up. So I think we're coming up on time here, and I want to show off PG's city. So I think what I'm going to do to finish off this design, and I'll probably do it off stream, is I'm going to put at least one of those Halloween skeleton men in, because I thought they were a really cool idea. Maybe a kind of a fountain. Or something kind of posh like that. Maybe a small military training zone, so one of those kind of things that you can kind of stab in some way. Sorry, M, I can see you're asking me something, but I can't see what it is you've asked me. I just see the word adipose. Has Addy fallen over? Oh my god! Addy's fallen over. Oh my god, Addy has plummeted. Oh god, that's terrible. If that's what you're referring to, I didn't realize he'd face palmed behind me there quite so spectacularly. So I'll finish off my design, and I'll probably upload this live stream to YouTube tomorrow, and I'll try and put the final design at the end of it. But if not, I'll show you guys next week. All right. But I hope you've enjoyed seeing the kind of things that we're kind of putting together there. But to finish off our stream tonight, let's go and have a look at PG City. Well done, PG Tips. You are the first person to win my featured city of the week. Do you guys like this idea, by the way? Do you like this, little competition? Get your cities shown on the chat. I really like the idea, but I'm open to your guys' feedback. If you kind of think, oh yeah, it's good, but this you can change this, or you can just say, yeah, I really like the idea. I like the chance that I can be on the stream or I can be on TV. I can't find him. I said I've added him. Maybe I need to reboot the whole thing again. Let's just try that, because that would. And I might have just gone past him. I might have just gone past him is the other thing, but let's just reboot it just in case I need to refresh the friends list to actually kind of get him on there. Charles is saying, rest in peace, Addy. He will. Maybe I could just kind of hang him up or something, like on a piece of string, so he just kind of doesn't deflate. Wang Muncher, that's interesting. I don't think I'm going to comment too much on that particular nickname. Trent, I'm glad you've enjoyed the live stream, and thank you so much for coming. If it's your first time, it's great to have new users here. But if you could avoid writing in caps, we would appreciate it. But you're more than welcome to be here. Total Tapper, I'm not that rushed. No, I do think I could have done it earlier, but I like to give people enough time to kind of arrive and get settled in. And I've had a good half an hour, and I was able to go and do my own design. But I agree with you that it needs to kind of not be a rushed thing. So I have got time to get them added and kind of show them. But I think it'll, as long as I can actually find PT on here now, we should be okay. If he isn't here now, because I have hit that kind of add button, it has said accepted. So if he isn't here now, then there he is. There he is. We're going in. It's PT190, which is great. Okay, now I think I'm just going to turn off the follower. Idea. So let's have a look. This is PT City. So it looks like to me like PT has got about 2/3 of the land, maybe a little bit less, maybe more like kind of like half of it, and we've got a nice kind of variation of designs here. First, we've got a lovely little kind of road network going around, and then and it's not too close. We've got variations as well. So like there, we've got a big gap between roads, and here we've got a smaller gap between roads. It's nice so things don't look kind of blocky. We've got a nice kind of corner in the road network here as it kind of goes past the power station, which works nicely. Looks like most of the buildings here, as we kind of go around, are nicely are nicely kind of bordered. We've got kind of brown fences over here. We've got kind of like green hedgerows around there. We've got railings there, so it's good. So we can see that every building hasn't just been kind of plonked down and just kind of surrounded by roads and things like that. We've got definite kind of borders and territories, for each kind of building, which has worked really nicely. So let's take a few examples, shall we? Let's have a look at something. We've got our nice little street here. In fact, I think I remember this from the Christmas stream. Actually, I think this is one. This may have been one that we showed off when. I think this might have been what Em chose for one of her favourite Christmas designs, which was the city house there. What's his name? The country bumpkin guy. I can't remember his name, but his house. I think that was one of Em enjoyed it. We've got the beginnings of a squid port and a harbour. Fantastic. Great to see a harbour, because we talked about that a few weeks ago when we were doing the squid port, which looks really, really nice. And he's used a similar idea to what we had in the stream, with the idea of using the fuel pumps and to kind of get the boats on there. It works really, really nicely. It's a good school, has to be said. We've got lots of places for the kids to kind of play, and I like the use of the elf house at the back there, which is quite cool. Cletus, yep, that's it. Thank you very much. We've got a good kind of play area there, and I like the little use of kind of flowers in there as well. I would say perhaps there's a little bit of kind of wasted space, like the school's possibly slightly bigger than it needs to be, because you will find, you may not have found it yet, PJ, but you will find eventually you start to run out of space, so it's going to be really kind of useful for you to it's going to be really kind of useful for you to save space where you don't need it. If you're using it and it all works, then that's a good thing. But there's a fair bit of grass there. I think you could probably get a couple of rows off there and still going to get the same kind of effect. Lovely use of trees around the place, has to be said. We've got, next to the lard lads there, we've got a little kind of mini wood that fits in nicely with the wood next to the house, which fits in nicely next to the string of trees here, which fits nicely next to the trees in the Bolarama, which fits nicely next to the pine trees. So trees are obviously a big feature in this city. One little tip I would say to you there is that don't put your trees too uniform unless you're doing it for effect. I think if you're trying to go for a wood, kind of dot them around a little bit, randomize them a little bit, and it helps them kind of look. It helps it kind of look more natural. On the other hand, just like you've done kind of here, when you're trying to use them to kind of go around this side of a house or something like that, I think then having them kind of in a row works really nicely. Or if they're at the side of a road like this, then being in a row, especially in the front row, works nicely. But perhaps a little bit more variation in the way you're using your trees there works nicely. MP Warner likes the Elf House. MP Warner, I didn't see you earlier. I don't know if you were in the chat, but I showed your town. I hope you were here because lots of people liked your kind of military style design. I do hope that you saw that. Because we did. Looks like PG has been a big part of our live streams here because we've got a good Springfield mall using some of the ideas we used in the live show, if you remember. He's put a kind of a little side design with the items for sale, so you can kind of go out, so you can go in the Springfield mall and out the side, and kind of go through the different products of purchase there. I really like that Springfield mall design. It works really nice. It looks like you're getting pretty good feedback from people on the chat as well. Nice school, good city, which is good. Nice little residential area there. I would say I'm seeing a lot of trees. Now, trees are good, but a bit more variation in perhaps what you're putting in the back gardens might be nice. Little flowers. I'm not seeing a lot of flowers. You seem to like trees over flowers. So don't forget that you've got those there as well. It doesn't look like all of this area here is fully kind of designed. Yeah, here we go. We have got flowers, and it goes nicely with the Buddhist temple as well. But it's a good city. I think it's coming along. It's coming along. I think I would call it a good city at the moment with some nice kind of splashes of ingenuity. I like this little design here, the double design statue. That's a little bit unique and pretty. Well done. The hedge design works nicely there as well. The flowers and hedges here. The flowers and hedges here, kind of with the water design, works really nice. I think that's a really nice entrance. Not sure it necessarily goes with the hospital. Actually, I wonder if that might go better slightly with like one of the posher houses, perhaps even the one that we looked at tonight. But it's your city, it's your design, it's whatever works in your head, really. But I think you've got a lot of good designs there, and it also shows that you've been doing your homework and watching watching some very popular live stream city designs. Anyway, that is it for me this evening. I do hope that you guys have had a great time. Thank you so much for all the follows this evening. If you haven't followed the channel yet, then please do hit that button below. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel to grow. I do hope that you will be back next week. I'll be streaming again, definitely tomorrow during the day. I might do a little bit later tonight. I might do a little bit of Dungeon Defenders, but I will go and hang out with the lovely TheAdiposeTV first. But definitely I'll be doing something tomorrow. Wednesday night with the boys, and Doctor Who live stream on Thursday, same time, 9 PM. I'll be playing Doctor Who Legacy and chatting about episode reviews, and hopefully speaking to Tiny Rebel Games again as well. Giveaways will be coming. Addy Gold will continue to be developed. I hope you've had a great time. I'd be really interested in your feedback, especially on the new stuff. Come and chat with me over on tapped.co.uk or send me a private message on Twitch. I'm happy to read it. Take care. I'm going to stick an advert on now, so you can head off if you want, and then I'll play the credits. But I would appreciate it if you watch the advert before you go, just because it helps keep the channel going. Take care, and I'll see you soon.